States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. We'll do a roll call for attendance. Ms. Arp?
Here.
Ms. Atchison?
Here. Not coming.
Ms. Byer, or Mr. Byer?
Here.
Ms. Ensley?
Here.
Ms. Gates?
Here.
Tyler?
Here.
Ms. Holland?
Here.
Ms. Howell? And Mr. Ringler is present. Those we'll move on to public comment. Those citizens wishing to speak on agenda or non-agenda items be allowed a maximum of 4 minutes each to address their concerns. This is the only time during the meeting that citizens are allowed to address the DDA. Please state your name and address for the record if you would like. Hearing none, seeing none. Any conflicts of interest or ex parte communication we should be aware of? Hearing none, seeing none. Approval of agenda. Hopefully everyone's had a chance to take a peek at that. Yeah. Do we have any additions or comments on the agenda? Otherwise, I would entertain a motion to approve. Motion to approve. Second. Ms. Ensley, thank you. If there's no further discussion, all in favor of approving the agenda, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Agenda carries. Consent agenda. Will it include the minutes of the regular meeting of July 22nd that are contained in your packet, along with the financial report also contained within your packet? Can a motion to approve?
A motion. Second.
Standing. Any comment? Otherwise, please indicate your approval by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Thank you so much. Business. We will move on to an update of the Cedar Blitz bike race from Marty. Hi.
3 handouts there. One of them's overall, I think it's a 4-pager, just overall what happened at the race. And I have a summary of just kind of basic financials involved with the race. So you guys can take a look at, what goes into that. And city itself gives us some funding too. Usually goes right towards the police department or EMT or something like that. Race. And some of the cool things this year is going down the main street. It looked pretty awesome. If you were there to see it, see all these riders come through, and we got barricades going down Main Street. It was really cool. There's a lot of people here. So we have 571 racers this year, which is the most we've ever had. And yeah, that was awesome. I estimate there's probably another 300-400 spectators, which for the town here. So let's see, last year the hotel was sold out. I didn't check here, but I'm sure they did all right. There's a lot of people, I mean, just coming up for next year or something like that. A lot of people interested in camping. So that's something a lot of bike racers are into that. They'll bring their, camper vans or whatever and want to hang out in town, for the weekend. So that's something, is on our agenda to look at for next year. So I don't know if anybody has any questions on what they're looking at or digest it. And of course, the thank you letter was included. Very much, we appreciate your support, city council as well. I mean, so it's been very supportive the last 4 years. So We give pretty good money to two of the charities we're working with right now. That's something we're gonna put our head, raise more money next year. So there's a lot of things we can do. So
Thanks for providing this. I mean, I thought it was cool this year that we had more locals involved. We had 6 restaurants that were involved on our side that set up their Taste of Cedar Springs, and there's good feedback from that. A lot of the racers seemed to enjoy that, and I think they all had an opportunity to sell some things. I think Sally, your shop saw pretty good traffic. I didn't have a chance to talk to Perry, but hopefully he did as well, some of the retail shops. So I know from our end, we've always been encouraging to try to get as many of our local businesses involved and facing, because it's an opportunity to have obviously a lot of people who aren't from this town come in this town, and we're more than willing to allow them to spend some money. So
unfortunately, it's bikes and it wasn't a race car, so we did not do well.
you guys did have you did have a gentleman out there though, had a vehicle for display. I don't know. I know he was there most of the day, so I'm assuming he had an opportunity to make a few friends. I don't know. Yeah.
We donated water. Did you ever get water from us?
I don't think so. And
Call me and I was your dad. I don't know. Nobody called me, so.
that's our fault. We lost track of it, but next year for sure.
There's an expense for water. Did you buy water? Says approximate major expenses other volunteer water, food / water.
Meyer actually gave us some money for volunteer food, so that we got water and some food there.
Okay, well, next year you don't have to buy any if you let me know.
All right.
I'm still around.
Yeah. After the after party and the awards and everything went real smooth, so we did have lots of compliments, and there was a lot of people there after this one, more than the years previous. So
from a lot of the racers and spectators we talked to, they really enjoyed, and thank you, Darla, for helping with get it set up to run it through downtown, because I think the
Big difference.
the positive feedback from the people I talked to that was really cool. It was a next step, and hopefully making this a showcase event in our community. I know it's done wonders for Hastings, and that's always been our goal and model, is to try to kind of chase after what they've done from the time that we first started talking about it.
yeah, it's growing every year. So my road crew, we had our work cut out for us. Now that we know what we have to do, I need a bigger road crew.
The Roosters, they have a great group of volunteers, so they've gotten involved, and it's been a good source of revenue for them every year. So
They're always good to work with. So yeah.
Unfortunately, I was out of town that day, but I'm glad it went well. And thank you for stepping up and volunteering for the Planning Commission. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
we also had the opportunity. I know there was some concerns with some of the signs that were on the from the outside sponsors. So if we can be sure to maybe place those away from local businesses that might be in that same line of work would be good.
Yep. Do that. It was an unforeseen development.
Maybe not blocking people's entrances to their businesses would be great too.
Yeah.
Always something like with the.
Yeah.
Mine.
Yeah,
It's fine. They moved up after I said something. So yeah, I mean, had I have known, I would have like told my agents, but you know, when I didn't know, then somebody was like, hey, how's somebody supposed to get in? And I'm like, hey, I guess through the back door. So yeah, that'd be cool.
Look at that.
Please don't block my door specifically. You can block out front, but just don't block the door so people can get through.
It always happens. All my years on Red Flannel Festival.
Oh.
Every year there's a new problem, but you got to just work with it.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. Red Flannel every year, we literally have to go out and move people's stuff. every single year.
They'll
So
do it every time.
they do whatever. And on Red Flannel, obviously we're all in town and we use our building pretty hardcore. So typically it's not an issue, but this year it was an issue.
Mhm.
So
Well, I have lots of people out there with yellow vests. They'll move something if it's in the way for sure. So
Does anybody have any questions on the outline
Thank
at all? I think it's a blessing that you're donating to causes in the community too, so the music boosters certainly benefit from.
good deal. Thanks.
thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yep. On to new business then, the O'Dowd snow plowing annual contract.
I guess I didn't realize this was an annual thing. By this time last year, O'Dowd had reached out to me and sent me a proposal. But got a lot of complaints about snow last winter, and I talked quite extensively with our DPW department. I think we're gonna try to take that back internally this year again, like we used to do. We're doing a little changing with staff, so I think maybe if they get called out during the night, like the first thing in the morning, it will just be one pass like O'Dowd has done. But then the next day when we recover, we'll go out with that little orange machine that we have and do more of the sidewalk, push in the street and then have the plow come down the street. So we won't need O'Dowd to.
Or will that be part of this new proposal?
There's no proposal attached.
O'Dowd to do the DDA district, one swipe up and one swipe down. The library is a separate contract. I haven't heard anything. I don't have any contracts from O'Dowd yet or proposals.
Nothing to do with build up, right? Build up on the side of on the curb.
That's what we're gonna address this year.
Okay.
Nice.
Head into the street. And then have the plow come by and pick that up.
Street. Into the street to make it easier on y'all when we get, because I mean, honestly, it's us that are, you know, trying to make it so people can get into our businesses and stuff. So occasionally mine might go in the street.
We make our little paths, they go on the street.
Yeah.
So is that okay?
Well, I don't see, there was no proposal in here.
Yeah. No.
I guess the only question I would have is this board is still contributing to that, and do we have a budgetary number for what that's going to look like? Because we don't have any information to reflect that change.
Well, there's always some DPW wages available in the DDA budget under wages, full-time employees. And then the equipment rental is for, that's what that machine would be. Equipment rental of that machine. It's 5,000. Wages, full-time employees is 4,500.
So if we had a heavy snow winter, we can amend that to reflect the
Absolutely.
snow, but
It's great.
yeah.
Well, it had always been as a snow plowing expense, which I'm not in this, but correct, we were just doing it. It was a per push contract with them.
Contracted with O'Dowd. Yeah, that was contracted services.
Streetscape maintenance.
Might not see the number because there's no budget there this year. So we're not going to contract out to do that. This only shows active account numbers that have a budget.
Correct, but I think on the budget that we approved earlier, there was a snow plowing expense in that, was there not?
I probably split it up between wages and equipment rental. That's how it flows through our books.
Okay, so I guess my question though is, if it had previously been done as a per push expense, we obviously had an idea. Last year was late. We didn't have that many pushes. Are we committing to a $5,000 equipment rental regardless of how many uses it gets. That's a little different. I mean, we would have money left over in light years.
Once and it's $500, then we'll only use 500 of the 5,000. The rest goes into fund balance. Yeah.
Rose, to your point, we did add the library previously in the middle of last year to it by request, but I don't think that was ever in the budget. It was just included as snowplow removal. And I don't think it was ever in the O'Dowd contract. So if we were doing it, it was the city was doing it like that, and we were being charged for it most likely.
I thought it was budgeted, but,
It was only last year done. It was not part of the budget.
Kind of muddy the water, but if I may say something, for years, we did, and it was always one of my contentions that I didn't build it. We didn't clean it up. Then we had Dean come through twice a year and clean it up if we needed it. And that was fine, except for the 6 weeks that it wasn't cleaned up, it was a pain. So does this address any of that?
Yes. So my public works department,
He's gonna take that over, push that in the street, come along with their bucket truck and put it in the back of the truck and drive it out in the field and dump it. Perfect.
Nice.
Yes.
Out on Main Street.
Well, when it comes a few times, as you know, it's hard to push the snow after a while. So cool.
Street, that is important.
Yeah, all your customers do park on the street.
Get out of their cars.
That's exactly.
Gonna open the doors.
Okay, any other questions on the snow plowing? Halloween event?
I don't think we had one last year, but I kind of like it when the DDA, I don't think there should be prizes awarded, but kind of encourage your neighbors to, decorate the front of their building in some kind of fall theme, scarecrows, whatever.
wasn't the street was closed last year for Halloween, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. That was great. Yeah.
Well, Halloween is on a Thursday this year, and we've also done a trunk or treat that'll also coincide in the same day. So that'll all be happening the same time so you'll have a trunk or treat in back, and you'll have the street closed. So that should be a bigger.
Some people.
The trunk or treat. Right.
That means that the kids go by.
Last year, they were just different days because we always did ours on a Thursday.
Say something to the chamber, because the chamber does a trunk or treat on Main Street too. So maybe we can coordinate and do it together. That'd be cool.
That's usually our last Jeep event of the year is the trunk or treat. So, but we always do it on a Thursday. Regardless, this year it happens to be on Halloween, so it'll be the same day.
Yeah.
Assuming the chamber's doing theirs on.
Don't worry, we'll decorate our building.
Just got to keep the Christmas music down.
Out for you this year.
As long as the speakers are pointed the other way, we're good. Okay, New Year's Eve event.
I did had a family emergency, so which is unusual for Perry, obviously, right? So he won't be here, but yes, we're doing the New Year's Eve event again this year. We're making it bigger. I know Redbird is gonna have music upstairs, a band upstairs.
Doing like a 5-course dinner earlier in the evening, followed by a live band or DJ or something upstairs. And we'll be open till like 11:30 and then kind of push everybody out to the ball drop. So
yeah, that's gonna be exciting. I know there's a lot of businesses downtown that are gonna be open. I know a lot of them did really, really well last year. So I'm pushing for a band outside too, but we'll see if I get it. I think it'd be cool to have double, right?
Do you know where they're at fundraiser wise at all?
I don't know the answer to that, no.
We have budgeted $5,000. I didn't know. When you needed that, or do you need it ahead of time to do stuff or secure people?
I'd love to secure a band this year, like I said. I think that would be great. But our only concern is, if we do a band, we have to put them in a tent, obviously. And the road has to be open, so the tent would have to be taken down. So we'd had to find an alternative space to put the tent. So maybe if the parking lot is done out back of our building, we can put it out there. Cause we had to put heaters and, you know, there's a lot of things that go in with that. So I think that would be great.
Another option.
Yeah.
I think the same for that with the donation. I'd like to see, I think it's important as we're public funds that these, we should have a summary of where so we have an idea of what it's going to. Any other questions on that? Otherwise, we're looking at our calendar, which is in your packet. Correspondence we should be aware of. Your DDA Director's report.
I don't think I've mentioned to this board yet that the Michigan Natural Resource Trust Fund grant, the state legislature didn't allocate funds for that. So the Heart of Cedar Springs project is on hold for now until we find out when that funding is coming. So it might not be next year. So.
Date on the pocket park.
Things are going well. They still plan to be done by, I think September 9th is the date. So next month you'll probably see a couple large chunks come out of your budget. The pocket park, the DDA is contributing $30,000 towards that project and $20,000 towards the parking lot on 2nd Street. Construction meeting Wednesday morning for the parking lot project. And they plan to do it in the month of September before Red Flannel. So that's, they tell us it's just a couple day project. Okay. So whenever those bills come in, we'll code those accordingly for those contributions.
Plans for a ribbon cutting date on the pocket park and eventually the parking lot.
One. I think that would be cool. Yeah.
Chamber planning a light ceremony
yeah.
in honor of Jerry Hall.
Yes. Yeah. So the chamber is planning a ceremony for the Christmas lights because Jerry always did the Christmas lights for years in town on his own time for free.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And the new name of the pocket park is the Heritage Park.
Heritage Park. Okay.
And the plan is to have a ceremony for in memorial for folks from Cedar Springs who have donated time and energy and have an annual tribute to them. Cool. So maybe that could be a combination of a ribbon cutting, an opening ceremony, and a tribute to Jerry Hall. That was what I heard.
Celebration of lights. You want me to tell you the date that it is planned for?
23rd.
Too many things.
Have a ribbon cutting though? It'll be open for 2 full months by then, or?
That's good. Cutting me one time. I don't know if it, I mean, I didn't know if you were planning on doing one. I was just asking if we were going to. I mean, I think it would be a cool thing to do.
I think we should correspond that with the chamber and have
Yeah.
the chamber
Coordinate that.
Mhm.
Yeah. November could be kind of rough, 23rd. Right about Thanksgiving too.
That'd be cold.
That's a Saturday.
I'll reach out to the chamber and get something set up, like a late afternoon.
Getting dark about 5 probably.
We can light the fire for the first time,
Yeah.
like maybe at 5 o'clock.
Lights. Yeah, we bring a drink.
Day of the week better than others? Oh, okay. Okay, I can get something scheduled. That was all I had.
Cool. We move on to trustee reports then. Mr. Byer.
Nothing.
Ms. Allen?
Thanks for everybody showing up. It's a good week. Beautiful weather. Let's enjoy it.
Sounds like there's lots of cool things going on, so that's really exciting.
Yeah, nothing.
Zarb?
Just thanks for everybody being here, and that's it. I'm good.
Just wanted to, in case you didn't know, the name of the new park is Heritage Park, which can combine so many things in our community as celebrating people and events and all kinds of wonderful things, our heritage and history. So, and thanks for all those who showed up for Rose Bowl Day. It was a great time. I really enjoyed it. True honor. And thanks for everybody being here.
I want to thank everybody for their involvement with the bike race. I think also the music series went really well this year. We were blessed with good weather on all but one day, and that rescheduled day turned out really well as well. I'm looking forward to painting the town red here with red flannel coming up. So, and then are we supposed to do something with this, April? Well, there's 400 sign here stickers in there. Really? Oof. Okay.
That's
Then,
we're hanging out.
we will adjourn the meeting at 12:27. Thank you.
I know.
You're getting better, Ringer.